What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you, in my opinion, the best MotoVlog microphone setup, because
Alright, let's do this.
Just doesn't sound as good as I got this. Okay, so the microphone I'm using is actually from a pair of Apple EarPod headphones, which may be kind of hard to believe, but I'm not joking. That's literally what it's from. And this is what it will look like when it's all done. This isn't my idea. I didn't come up with it. I saw a video on YouTube, of course, of a guy named, I think his UK Dean Biker something. I'll leave a link to his video down below, but I think he's the one that kind of discovered this. After I put my DG exhaust on my bike, the audio with my old microphone sounded awful. It was just overpowering my voice. The exhaust was so loud.
Yes, I was here. I went down that way. That's cool. It goes in a circle.
My voice just did not sound good at all. It was really hard to hear me, so I had to do something, and I was a little skeptical. I'm like, oh, like a pair of earphones, a microphone, like there's no way that could sound good, but it sounded so good in his video, I thought I would give it a shot. Ugh. I thought this goes somewhere, but it doesn't. Let's see if I can get up here. Whoa. Woo! It's so much fun. But I got the mic and set it up like he did, and that's what I'm using right now. Even if I take the silencer off my exhaust, the audio still sounds really good. Hot potato, it's hot. Oh yeah. So I think part of the reason this mic sounds so good with this exhaust is that it's not picking as much of the low frequencies up. It's picking more of like the voice frequencies up. At the same time though, it's not just dropping out the lows altogether. So it doesn't sound like one of those old-timey microphones. So to build this thing, you just start out with the EarPods. They look like this. Make sure it has a 3.5 millimeter jack, not the lightning connector, because I think some of the newer ones have the lightning connectors. And also make sure there's a microphone symbol on the little controller, because I think some of them for like the iPod Touch and stuff didn't have the microphone or something like that. You might even be able to like find one laying around, or if someone you know like has like an old box they had their iPhone in, they didn't use the headphones. If you buy these brand new, made actually from Apple, they'll cost around like $30. I have seen like really cheap ones, like $5-10 that claim they're made by Apple, but I have a feeling those are knockoffs, and I'm not sure if they'll work as well, but it would be interesting to try one of those like really cheap ones, because maybe it's, you know, the exact same. Maybe you're getting no benefit from using the actual Apple ones. Okay, so to get this thing usable so you can use it for motovlogs, you're gonna need some snippers, some electrical tape, and possibly a little bit of duct tape. And then you're gonna need a TRRS to TRS adapter. And basically that just changes the 3 lines to like 2 lines, because it won't work unless you have this adapter. And then since I'm using a GoPro Hero 4, you're gonna need a GoPro Hero 4 adapter and some craft fur. And that's for wind resistance. And also, I don't recommend getting a GoPro Hero 5 or 6 for motovlogging. And the reason is because you have to get this like giant $50 brick just to be able to plug a microphone into it. And the only person that sells it is GoPro. Also, the camera you use will make a difference in audio. I like the Hero 4s. They have really, really good audio for some reason when you put an external mic into it. Alright, so to mod these things to get them usable for motovlogging, I just start out with cutting the headphones off. For the ones with the microphone on it, leave a little bit of extra cable on there. This will help hold the microphone in your helmet. These things like have Kevlar or something in them, because they're really hard to cut. Way harder than you would think. And also, be extra sure you're cutting the right one so you don't actually end up cutting the microphone off, because that would really suck. And then after that, on the second one I made, I just used electrical tape, because I tried using shrink wrap on the first one and it kind of melted the rubber wires. I mean, it still works and everything, but I don't think it's really necessary to do that. Next, I'll just cut off a little piece of craft fur like that, and then I'll just pull all like the excess out because it kind of makes a mess when you cut it. And then I just wrap the microphone up like a little burrito, and then I just put electrical tape around each end, making sure it doesn't go over the actual microphone. So you want the fur to be right there. Also, I recommend giving it a bit of a haircut because it kind of gets annoying when that extra fur rubs up against your face and it kind of gets in your mouth when you're trying to talk. And then I'll just test it out, make sure it works. Test, 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 test. So yeah, I'm just gonna put the old one back in since it still works fine. And I've been using it for about a year. And I'll just keep this one as a backup. I just wanted to show you guys how I made it. To install it in my helmet, I just used one of those little like twisty ties with the paper part removed, and then I thread it through the mesh part in my helmet. Then I just removed the cheek pad, and the wired part is gonna go behind the cheek pad, and the cheek pad will also help hold it on, so it has like 2 points of contact. And just wire it down through the back, like right here, and I just put a little piece of duct tape on there so it doesn't get like caught on anything. After that, I just used a bunch of electrical tape to hold all it up and to hold the connectors. One thing you want to pay attention to is that you're not like stressing that GoPro adapter because you have to remove it all the time. And the first one I had, it started losing connection like randomly because that part is like weak, so you want to make sure it's not like tugging on it a lot, so it has a lot of slack because you gotta remove it all the time. Darn batteries that you have to replace forever don't last long at all. This one's about to die. But yeah, that's all there is to it. It's still really hard to believe that it sounds that good with loud exhaust. Also, one thing, when it was new, I had this like issue where the sound like just randomly I went up in like altitude, and then it just started getting all weird, like really low quality. It's so easy to maneuver with this seat. Like you wouldn't think it would be, but it's so nice. And then slowly it just got better. So I don't know what happened to it, but after that it's just been perfectly fine since. It might have had something to do with the shrink wrap I put on it. Maybe it like melted a little bit of the like rubber away from some of the wires, and it like I don't know, caused some noise or something, but it went away and I used it for like a year after that. And also once in a while I'll have where there's like no audio whatsoever, but it's very, very rare that it happens. It's just like in one little like section. Might have not had it plugged all the way into the camera because I have to like unplug it and plug it back in every time I change the battery, and sometimes I like don't plug it all the way back in. And also the way I have it set up in this helmet, it starts to clip if there's a lot of wind noise, like higher speeds, like 55, 60 miles an hour. I mean, just imagine like 50 miles an hour and it just runs out of gas. That would be depressing. I think that's because this helmet is just like really airy and it's really loud at higher speeds. It would probably do a lot better in like quieter helmets, or if I like moved it around or like tested it, but I don't really vlog at those speeds almost ever, so it's not an issue, and it doesn't seem like it does it all the time. Also, another thing you can tell in a lot of my videos is that if I yell or talk too loudly, because the microphone is so close to my mouth, it kind of distorts the sound quite a bit. Ooh, I love exploring! And that's actually true like for any microphone. Some microphones are better than others, but one thing you can try if you're not getting the audio you want is to move it around in like the helmet in different positions and just try different things. Pretty much the way I have it, if I talk normally it sounds pretty good. Once in a while it kind of distorts a little bit, but to me it's not a huge deal because it doesn't do it all the time. So yeah guys, let me know what you think. I'll leave links down below to everything if you want to go check it out. But yeah guys, if you want to see more videos like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.